Africa remains the poorest region of the world despite its abundant resources. Political instability on the continent keeps foreign investors from putting their money into the region. A U.S.-based company, Intelligence Risk Systems, IJIT, provides key international risk management services. Recently, I spoke with Frederick Gateretse, IJIT's Africa manager.
Well, IJET, what we do is we monitor, situations all over the world that can impact the businesses, mainly our clients, anything that can pretty much affect their day-to-day operations, whether it's political events, whether it's transportation, but mainly we focus on security. We want to be able, we make sure that, the businesses are informed on a daily basis about anything that can disrupt their day-to-day operations. We provide them with actionable intelligence that they can use so that they can protect their investment and protect their people.
Yeah, when you talk about intelligence, you make us feel like you're playing some KGB or CIA role here. How is this relevant to the African nations? Are you the enemy?
No, actually, I think that we are the good guys because one of the most, one of the reluctance of most businesses is, they always say we do not want to go to Africa because Africa is too risky, and that's what we do is we tell them, fine, there might be some risk, but this is the real information. And here is how you can mitigate those risks, so that they can stay in Africa or be encouraged to invest in Africa.
Now, we know that many African nations are really hungering for more investment. What are these aspects of risk that you look at?
Well, there are 10 dimensions of risk. I'm just going to name a few of them because I cannot go through all of them. There is the political risk. Any unstable environment is not good for business because business want to have a predictable environment. They want to operate in a predictable environment. There is physical risk. Anything that can affect their personnel. You don't want your personnel to be attacked. You don't want your a mortar to fall on your on your facilities, or you don't want any kidnappings for that matter. Here I'm thinking about Nigeria. There is transaction risk. You don't want, for any of your transaction, the money to be diverted somewhere else when, you're doing transactions. There is IT risk, technological risk. There is brand and reputation risk. You know how it is like in Africa. Sometimes people might take the brand of an organization and then use it for their, without respecting any rules.
How do African countries benefit from, first, the kind of insight you have there, but the information that your organization collects so that they can do something about it in order to attract more investors?
First of all, I think that you want to make sure that the people you're dealing with, when you're trying to attract investor, attracting an investor is one thing, retaining him is another. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that the investor has an accurate picture. I've never seen any government that doesn't sell their country as a stable environment to invest in, because these governments have to deliver to their people, they have to create jobs. But you want to deal with someone who understands the type of environment he's going in, so that if something happens to him, he doesn't pull out immediately and then shuts down everything.
Do you get that sense of, or at least from your talking to people, from your travels around, that individual African countries are in fact making effort to reduce the risk factor, to be the most attractive places to attract investment, but also to retain investors?
Absolutely. There are some countries that have made significant efforts, and that needs to be commended for that. And others are calling for investment, but they're not doing anything to create that environment where business can thrive, an environment that is pretty much attractive. I would cite, for example, Botswana. Botswana is a great example. Botswana, I'm not sure that I'm getting my facts right, but I think that if you go in Botswana and that you want to open a business, it won't take you 24 hours. They have these one-shop centers. In fact, I think even Rwanda has the same shop centers. You go there at the airport, you go into the investment agency, you fill out the forms, and then you're good to go. But most importantly, the legal system is reliable. if you have a problem, you can take it to the courts, and you will know that you will get a fair trial. But in most of African countries, their legal systems are, there's still a lot of corruption. They're not reliable. If there is a security issue, you can contact the police, and they can come and solve your case and be transparent in the way they operate. But that's not the case in most countries.